Greetings, turkey lurkies, and welcome to Die Dragon Die Presents Enter the Dungeon, episode 28. I'm your demon host Marty, joined by Adam and Mark. Let me get everyone's faces on here. First, I will unmute their faces, and then I'll show you their faces.
Who are you calling a turkey lurkey?
I don't know. All of
that was going to fly.
Turkey lurkies.
Cut to Marty just in his bathroom with a notepad, just like, what am I going to say? What do I say?
Turkey lurkey.
I got it.
Yeah, because it's all scripted here. I have time to script 16 hours of D&D a week. Every word just beautifully crafted.
Interactions. Social interactions.
See, Kenny likes the turkey lurkey. All right.
Okay. As long as the stream likes it.
As long as one person.
That's all Marty needs. Validation of one person.
Just one person.
My friend Ted from prison thinks I'm hilarious.
You know, like married people. Doesn't it feel good when your wife vindicates you and believes in you?
I don't know what that's like.
Okay.
No, dude. So today.
Well, Adam, you just got to keep doing it because eventually she'll do it. She'll validate you just to get you to shut up.
Just get you shut up. Just keep repeating
Yes,
yourself.
yes.
Yes, dear.
Yes, dear. Yes, dear. Yes, I won. Sure, you did, dear. That's perfect. All right.
So for dinner today, I made a 5-pound salad of all clean food. And
I don't think I've ever eaten 5 pounds of any vegetable ever.
So it was 2 pounds of lettuce and a pound of tomatoes and a pound of bell peppers and a pound of chicken and then some cucumbers and stuff thrown in.
Was this some bizarre attempt to get all your daily calories through fucking salad?
It actually was. It kind of was.
This is farmer size. There's no individual. It's just bags labeled 1, 2, and 3 pounds.
That's my pound, and it was like it's something like a quarter cup of like olive oil and vinegar to make it, slide down. It was like a fucking 1,100 calorie salad. So,
Oh my god!
with like 100.
Just bring the salad bar to the table.
So I ate that, and now I'm pretty certain I'm gonna have to poop. And I'm actually not satisfied with the fact that I spent an hour. I bit my tongue eating this damn thing.
Yep.
I was just. I got tired mechanically eating. The mechanics of eating were too much.
My jaw and my arm are just shut right now.
Hashtag first world problems. God damn it. There's too much food. I got tired.
Just think about like, oh, you want to be a vegan or something like that, but you want to go lift weights. Okay, eat 5 of those per day.
There would be something very, very wrong. All right.
So at some point, I'm gonna have to take a pause.
Thanks for that. Mark, what's up with you, man?
You know what? Not much. Not much this last game. just relaxing.
That's good. I did not eat 5 pounds of salad. I made a nice I don't know what you call it, like a beef taco mix. So
Okay.
Lean beef and olive oil and onions and peppers and black beans, and then I put it in these little taco shell things, and it was awesome. I've got leftovers for tomorrow.
You made tacos.
I made tacos, yeah.
Yeah.
Soft taco shells. It was good. It was good. All right. Where did we leave off last time? Last game was called Salamander Pie.
Yeah.
The party confronts a phalanx of elemental salamanders in the fire temple, interrupting their sacrifices to unknown fell powers. It was not 5 pounds in one sitting. Oh, on my end. Yeah, Adam. 5 pounds of salad, sure. That's like an hour of prep and 40 minutes of eating. It's like, just...
I got back from the gym, and then I was like, that's why I was in a rush to cut. And then the emails were like, oh, I'm going to be late or whatever. I was like, oh shit.
Yep.
I was cooking. Chop.
Funny.
Not satisfied at all. Waste of time.
All right.
Sorry, dude.
So
two out of 10 would not do again.
You guys made a mess in the temple area. Let me force you guys there. As you redecorated a little bit and placed annoying wall spells and beat up a bunch of the salamanders. I think what I'm going to do is delete some of the spells that will eventually go away. Let me clean this up a little bit. The tentacles. Oops.
What's weird is we can still use this temple for something. Now you got like a temple with this big side room for storage. Got like a closet here, like right here. There's a nice little closet area for everyone.
We could put a couple more of these up, and we could sell it as like condos.
Yeah, that's right. It's like subdividing a property, man.
Oh, that green wall is gone. I'll put the...
There's a lot of spells that can be made infinite, by the way. Like illusion
permanent.
Spells. Yeah, permanent.
Yes.
And you don't need to. It's now just part of the spells themselves.
Was it?
So it's not like permanent. You know, it's not permanency. It's a heightened version.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, that's that mess. All right, you guys. Some of you are really hurt. You have defeated a number of the salamanders. The wizards are standing in the back. The fight has died down. Krieger, did you say you were blasting through some of the stone?
No.
Okay.
No.
So you pick up some of the Ransuras, but not all of them yet. I did put the 12 on your party pages.
I suppose you're hurt.
No, I've got a little Bobo right here. I don't know where Ptolemy got 4 damage from, but
It's got a
yep. It's a little scrape.
All right. I think we're going to justifiably do some channel.
Those fucking things were tough, says Shadow.
I don't know why he laughs like that.
Shadow keeps an eye out just around the corner as Crusher sits down and takes a breather.
Yes.
Krieger is dropping out of his rage, glistening sweat mixing with his blood.
Alkur will channel positive energy.
There would be so much blood. Oh my, he took so much damage that fight.
He's all cut up.
He got hit so many times. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, those things were mean.
We're gonna use 3 charges from the Staff of Healing to AoE sort of heal the space.
Okay.
Yeah.
15 healing to everyone.
Okay, I'll
Take that.
do that on Crusher. That's...
Ptolemy.
Okay, Crusher still has 46 damage.
Alright, I suppose.
Krieger's... Oh, it's the temporary hit points, which go away, right? After your rage?
Yeah.
Okay.
All
Oh,
right.
hero points. Go ahead and apply 1 to each of your dudes. And an extra 1 to one of your dudes.
I'm gonna put the extra hero point on Oscar. Just in case he has an accident.
I'm sure Krieger died just in the temporary hit points that he went through, quite frankly. They killed the Krieger in temporary hit points.
Where to now? Says Shadow.
I suppose we should probably stitch people back together again.
We need to finish the temple. He says 4. We haven't even made it all the way in.
Well, why don't... You're still bleeding. Commence the doctoring.
Okay. Are you guys going to spend, like, half an hour and let Krieger or Darian do it all, or...?
Oh, we'll spend a half an hour, and Bone Crusher and Darian should be able to...
Okay.
I mean, Bone Crusher can do 3 heal checks in a half an hour. Alkur can do 1. And then...
In a half hour, Darian can heal 90 hit points.
But we want you to have your focus points.
So 60.
There we go.
30 on 2 people.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
We'll do 30 on Krieger, 30 on Crusher. Darian's actually only got 22 damage. How's Shadow? Fine.
Shadow's fine.
Fucking archers never get me.
Yep.
So Alkur will attempt a heal check.
Well, not never. He did get bit.
Yeah. The one time he wanted to.
He didn't just get bit.
He got mauled.
Yeah.
So there's 18 healing on Krieger.
Okay.
And you said 30 on Crusher.
Yeah, and I did 30 on Crusher, so it's got 16 left.
Okay, and then Crusher's will do two heal checks on Darian. He makes it, and he makes it. So that's 4d8
Awesome.
plus 20. 35 healing on Darian, and then
Darian's
his last
all
one will
healed
be
up.
on himself.
Okay, you linger in this hall for, what, 20 minutes?
30.
30 minutes? Okay.
So that Darian can pray and get his focus point back.
Yep.
Ooh, I don't
There
know
are
which side's good.
no random encounters during that time.
Okay, and we are healed. Do you think want Shadow or Crusher to have the hero point, Mark?
I'm going to say give it to Crusher. He gets in there in the thick of things more often.
And when Shadow's in trouble, it's his fault anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, while you guys were
Yeah.
healing, well, we're going to go back up to the tower where Oscar is alone. Oh, he's got Squish with him.
Yeah. No, Squish isn't a real thing.
It's not just Darian that doesn't like Squish, it's Mark.
Mark doesn't like Squish.
Perfect.
My Krieger as a character is like, oh, bygones being bygones. Darian represents my true view. That's fucking gross, man.
Okay.
Kill it.
Squish just sits there and watches Oscar.
Dogger's over here.
Its googly eyes following you as you're sorting corpses.
Over here. Oh, here. Why you just get in there? All right. And he's sitting up against the wall. Alright. And then he's basically going to go around the room. And look for... Oh, you the Dickens thought you could get away.
The number's getting big.
Kill it.
I heard a voice.
Yep.
Where?
Is behind you?
Oscar's gonna try to subtly take a peek without letting him know that he's looking.
Okay.
Does he see a thing?
A brief second you thought you saw like this little tiny green thing. Like some sort of imp or goblin or...
It's Squish. Just kill Squish.
No, you see Squish. Squish is just standing there, Google eye in the room. It's not reacting in any way.
You know what? Do 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 do.
I always liked that ditty.
Yeah, so did I. But
They play it at the end of the day.
are you here?
Yes. Are you here?
Then show yourself. Because if I'm hearing things, then go fuck you, because my brain doesn't matter. It's not real.
Fuck me. You wouldn't be here if it wasn't for me.
Now, normally somebody would say something like, what, in this evil temple? But I mean, look at all the stuff.
Yes, demon worshippers. No one cares when you kill demon worshippers.
That is a fair statement, actually.
Yeah.
Fair enough delusion.
You woke me up. I don't like that room that you went to. What happened in there?
You mean the torture shrine?
What was it? What happened in there?
If we're getting technical, it was a trap.
I don't like that room.
It was a trap for a paladin, so,
I
you know.
couldn't see what you were doing.
Am I to take it? Now, just so you know, I probably looked like quite the jackass sitting here talking to myself if anybody was watching.
Oh, yes, you do. As Ptolemy pops out.
It's not the worst thing that people called you.
Now, you better mind your tongue, or I'm going to go back to ignoring your ass.
I suppose I should thank you. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have escaped.
Oscar will start, undressing this, undressing the next guy. Escape from what?
Duties from responsibilities. The burden of carrying the war fell onto hell.
Oh, how's war treating you?
I don't know. How's your war treating you?
And you get flashbacks of just fucking, like, hundreds of deaths at the hands of blades and weapons and just Oscar covered in gore.
All the pants.
You don't remember, but I do.
Now, let's get this straight.
Straight and narrow, huh?
Well, of course, orderly like. I'm not me, but I am me. And I don't know who the fuck you are. But I have a sense that you're not really real, but you're sort of real maybe. But I'm going to err on the side of you not being real.
Oh, I'm as real can be. These powers above and below are meddlers. They are the lords and ladies on a grand ship before it sinks.
All right.
Dancing and prancing with not a care in the world.
Oscar's going to pick up a copper coin. He's going to put it on the ground. All right, then pick up the coin.
Numbers are getting big. How many people do you think you've killed?
I'm just curious if Marty's keeping track now. Well, Paladin, you murdered.
How many times have you done this, Oscar? You know these mortals don't replenish. They just find more.
I know that one had stuff in his boot. See how he ties it?
Lucky guess. But then again, you're a practiced hand at this, aren't you? A scavenger of scavengers. How many do you think you've killed? They are
The exact justifiable right amount to be here in this circumstance.
right, while the others are dead.
Yeah, that's what happens.
That's right. It's why I chose you.
All right, so let's, for a second here, let's just assume that
Out of all the dwarves in your clan, I chose you.
what happened. What's my brother's name?
Debauched.
I didn't think my test all the way through because I already knew that. So I need. if you're me talking to me.
Don't worry, Oscar.
As he tries to rationalize his delusion.
I know you better than you know yourself. This time is different, I think. This time, I think you'll break the cycle.
All right, smarty pants.
The numbers.
How many times did we fuck it up?
I'm not supposed to tell you those things. I was warned.
Oh, look. Look at that shiny belt buckle.
Belt buckles and hidden coins and boots. Don't get too distracted, Oscar. Your blades will be needed.
Yeah, well. Alright, if you're me, or you followed me, or you're some aspect of me, or something, or hell, something, why do I not like things that don't have pants?
An old joke, but a good one.
It has something to do with tentacles.
Oh. I made this joke Thursday. I won't do it again.
Something about like tentacles bursting from the waist down kind of thing.
Oh, the octopus.
It feels like from a long time ago, like an echo almost.
Yep. Well,
Ptolemy, you should be looking out for him. We have a debt. We have a bond.
why are you talking about the boy?
He's a Van Imp.
and there's a connotation that goes along with it, like this thing said Van Imp in a way like it was important and the boss.
All right, voice in my head.
Yeah.
Let's lay out some rules.
Oh, this chat.
Yeah, this chat. This is a chat about us time and my time.
Go on. I like rules.
Good. So, us time will be whenever I've got my coin purse, my main purse. You know the purse. Been watching. It's a special one. It's got the coppers in it. You would know why, because you're me anyway. So just talk to myself. On the right hip. Me time has it on the left hip. Ain't no spying on me during my me time.
Main gauche and main droite. I get it.
Yeah. There's things that a dwarf just has to, do on his own, and nobody's supposed to know about.
You don't think I know?
Well, of course you know you're me.
Close,
But I don't want to know about them, so you don't get to know about them that nobody knows about them.
close enough.
Watch out for the boy.
Of course.
It says,
Hey, look, this guy's still breathing.
Yep, there's some guys.
Oh.
No, this guy got tied up.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's what's his name?
Vasily.
Yeah, Vasily.
Put it in this.
Vasily, Rabbit. Tricks are for kids.
Okay, well, Oscar's busy. You sort up all the gear. You grab the stuff that's portable. You've got this prisoner. You can feel the lizard in your mind kind of settle into its spot. Like a comfortable dent on a divan.
Oscar. Do you see all the things?
I can. Is there something interesting about to happen?
Do you talk to anyone who's not me?
Jealous.
You got a name? Or is it just me?
Yes, I have a name. My name is your name. Your name is my name. My name is your name. Your name is my name.
Alright, fair enough. It's me. nuts because we don't go nuts.
Not yet.
There's no profit in crazy.
Ain't nobody buys nothing from a crazy man.
Except space. Here's a coin. I'm going away now.
The numbers are getting big.
Typically, I like big numbers. Unless they're numbers for debt. Oh, buy me.
There must be entire plains of tortured souls screaming your name.
Well then.
Are you gonna add this one to the tally? What is a man who lies with his dogs going to tell you?
Who captured him?
Shadow pinned him to the wall, and then
think
Crusher
Crusher
stabilized him and wrapped him up in ropes.
Crusher did.
Crusher.
Crusher's not Darian. Darian is a scary man.
Crusher could be dead for all you know.
Squish is just still looking at
Oscar's
you.
gonna look for a gem? I think we might have done this before, but I don't remember.
Vasily the Houndmaster? No, he doesn't have a gem.
It's not that important.
Then he should be your number. The gods judge a man by his deeds. And your numbers are getting very big.
See, this number you're talking about
Yeah,
doesn't have any kind of relevance or meaning to me.
it should. All these little coins and trinkets and that shiny belt buckle. Do you think you get to take it with you?
I will be the most profitable and therefore the greatest in the eyes of the heart of gold. So yeah, you take it with you. My spirit credit of good profits. You know, profits.
Is that what you think is gonna happen?
Well, to be perfectly honest, it's a little bit confusion right now, but it's not always best to trust the voices in your head.
That's probably true.
Oscar will check one more time to see if he can feel any kind of like bump on the chest.
No.
I get that you're telling me it's a good idea to stab this guy, but, or, you know, accidentally have him fall down the hatch or some nonsense. But,
Just like Shadow that one time.
He tried to escape down the hatch. His hands are still tied behind his back. Why do you think he fell?
it was a terrible plan. No, Oscar's not killing a guy for no profit incentive. Well, at least I know that you are the voice of insanity in my own mind.
Look at the pot calling the kettle black.
As long as they're both made of iron. Shut up, Squish.
Googly-eyed
You
menace.
didn't hear nothing. Yeah, which thoughts are your own thoughts? Nope. Oscar's pretty certain that killing a dude without any sort of, like, you're not covering your tracks, and you're not getting paid, and there's potential possible concept of profit with him living, and no increase in chance of profit with him dying.
And there's a paladin in the party.
And I didn't really factor it in. He's pretty sure that, you know, there had been a way. You just, oh, I didn't realize that he was still alive. I just stacked him like cordwood. He's at the bottom of the pile.
I know. What a terrible way
So you,
to go.
you did get a glimpse of him. This is what he looks like.
Oh, I must say that you got a mighty fine fuzzy forearm.
All that glitters is not gold.
100 coppers makes it gold.
Yes. And the numbers are getting big.
I feel like Oscar's in a Spawn comic, but instead of the clock running down, the clock is running up.
Running up.
Perfect. I got Oscar feeling weird. Awesome. Let's go back to where the others are doing. Are you staying in this room? Like, you've organized all the treasure, you packed it up. You've taken the really small valuables that are portable. And then stacked up all the other stuff that you'll come back for when you have a wagon.
Okay. Was there anything from Menace? Or did he, like, evaporate into some sort of gooey pile?
I forget. The treasure is all interspersed in the party pages.
Then
What did I add? I added the bows, the heavy flails are magical, the padded armor, leather armor, splint.
Oscar will climb down and gather up the trousers and the weapons that were left by the guy who got away.
Okay.
And then make his way back down to the...
Okay,
go back down
Squish is following you.
Your hell is like you would have to be like some kind of pants troll. You hide in children's closets and steal their pants.
Okay. Squish just follows you. Oscar, you can see that Iggy is just cleaning up the mess, and Mudrezzar is just standing there.
Oh, hey, Dink, it's one of the rescuers. It's
Old
the,
master.
it's the cute bird.
Cute bird. Yes, very cute. From the master's friend's cute bird.
Yeah.
Yes, very cute.
You don't mind that I'm just sitting down here for a bit. I find Iggy's Dink's mopping is quite relaxing. Don't worry, I keep an eye out. I'm not falling asleep or nothing.
Alright. You didn't hear nothing, did you?
No, just Ali is in there. Beard is in there playing with the bottles, and Dink is cleaning up as he was ordered. Days went out that way. About I don't know, almost an hour ago, maybe.
Iggy is somewhat prostrating towards Oscar.
Yep.
but with a slightly suspicious kind of a. He's rolling his deception check to not look suspicious.
So, they gave me this cleaver to guard with. It's pretty sharp.
Yeah. The guy we took it from,
Yeah?
he really didn't get a chance to swing it.
Oh. He was like some jailer or something.
Yeah, jailer. You know where the other... Where the... Did they tell me where they were going? Or they were going off to go fight the salamanders?
Yep.
Alright. Keep an eye out. Oscar's gonna try to go catch up.
Okay.
He will stealth. He will follow the expert if Squish is following along.
Yep.
So he will help guide Squish through the stealthing.
Squish is small enough that you could just pick him up and then...
You don't need to breathe, right? You're just a...
Stupid fish face pivots a no.
We're gonna stick him in a pocket.
Okay. Ptolemy's... Something's... not an extra dimensional space, just a pocket.
Not the extra dimensional
Okay.
space, just pocket.
Alright.
I was thinking about the extra dimensional space.
Let's bring you to level 2, where the rest of the party is standing around. You go at the secret door. The big fish thing is starting to... the big fish protean thing is starting to stink. And you wander through the Hall of Triumphant Evil. And you...
Something.
You see Shadow and their light, and Ptolemy is...
Hey, Shadow, you really suck at standing guard.
Fuck you. Get over here.
So, have you gotten rid of the snake people?
Yeah, it's fucking tough. We had to do some redecorating.
Oh, yes, we learned all about wall spells today, didn't we, boys? Ptolemy stands up and brushes himself off.
Effective.
Yes, except for the green ones.
Right, except for the green ones.
Oh, yes. The salamanders were immune to poison.
So then why did we use a green wall?
Oh, it's random. The whims of fate.
Remember what we said about the whims of fate?
No?
I believe it was something like, don't rely on the whims of fate.
Well, that's paraphrasing. The winds of fate can go fuck themselves. You do you.
Right.
Anyone's whims are a bad thing to go by.
Right.
Make a plan.
Yes, we're retaking my temple. It's a good plan.
That's not a plan. Again, that's a goal.
That's a mighty mediocre to acceptable level of craftsmanship you got there. Tapping on the wall.
Yes, but it was instantaneous.
It's
Speed was being optimized.
What it was tactically sound, and Alkur likely won us the victory.
You can see they've already gathered up a big stack of like magic runed ant rancers.
hey. So Al did this. So Al, have you ever thought of getting into the construction business? You know, maybe making shanty towns.
A house a day is quicker than what laborers could do.
Yeah, you could put guys like this out of work.
I assume you're pointing at Krieger.
Pointing at Krieger.
That's not funny. But yeah, you probably. I can always knock him down.
Don't worry, Krieger. You will be the royal porter. Well,
I don't know what a porter is.
I think it's a type of alcohol.
Oh, I can drink. All right. I get ported all over the place then.
Ptolemy rolls his eyes. Sure, we'll pay you in port.
Maybe he's a sailor now. I will not be. Alkur stumbles over his words a bit, and I could actually fathom the situation where I would create a shantytown. Your civilization, crafting mage, god of law, making shantytowns is in fucking things. That's the to-do list. One of the things, it's like the bucket list. Make a shantytown.
They're in perfect grid formation.
The walls, it's easy to do when you just go.
And when you run out of space, you
back
stack them up.
door, back
You stack them up on top of each other.
Yep. You can make roofs.
Yes, well, that's fascinating. The temple. Are we done praying, Squire?
We're finished praying.
I have the best squire ever. Look, he's got a holy avenger squish.
Yeah.
So, Oscar, are you done collecting the fecal matter of other men?
What would
Come
you
on.
call the? What would you call that room where you found the sword?
A shrine? Mausoleum?
A mausoleum.
Crypt? Yes, Squish likes crypt.
Alright.
I have no preference.
When I just figured out how to open the door, that the password to open it didn't need to be triggered by like a good person. It was just
Nope, you just say it.
well, no time like right fucking now. Kill all the snake people, right? All the ones that presented themselves. Well, what you fucking waiting for? I see a pointy stick over there. I bet it's magic.
Let's go then. I got your back.
Alright, so you go wandering into... Take the $100 module out of its baggie.
Careful.
It's lightly used. And this is the fire temple.
Is it lightly used, like pages sticking together, or lightly used as in like?
No, it's got creases in the spine, and the pages. The pages kind of feel a little
I'm just gonna grab a soda.
soft.
Yeah, Kenny. There'll be a. We may not have the circumstance of like, how's the civilians? Well, you know, there was an earthquake and all the buildings fell down. Alkur definitely would be like, sure, let's build a shanty town. Sounds awesome.
Ah, game night. How I look forward to the.
A Coke and a bag of something.
and a pass that says, "Don't bother me now."
All right. It is a well lit room. There are torches along the walls. The bronze pots are beautifully, and I guess it wouldn't be carved, but etched, with some of the larger indentations and figures along the pots have lightly part of the cast. Oscar's guessing that the pots are probably 200 pounds apiece, the big urns, and the language on there is not anything like any of the languages that your group knows. The language seems to go up and down as well, as opposed to left to right.
Those things will be coming on like the third pass, so third wagon load will get the braziers.
There are some rich velvety red tapestries that are along the northern wall. You do pick up the rancers as you go. I think some of the salamanders met their end. At the far end of the chamber, which is where you're heading, there is a gruesome altar of stone where it looks like many charred remains of creatures and people have been placed inside of grooves in the altar. It's kind of messy. It smells bad. It smells like cooked and rotten meat. There is a warmth coming from this end of the chamber as you turn around and you see that there is it's almost like an obsidian cauldron.
So the pots, they're broken, not broken?
They're not broken.
Tell me about the pots.
The brass pots?
Yeah.
They're big. They're round. A medium creature could sit inside them.
Is there ash in the bottom of them?
Yes.
Like, do we think the snakes lived in the pots?
Or were they used to
Or
summon?
were they, like, summoned out of the pots?
You think the snakes spent time in the pots?
What's in the pot? So we'll try to tip a pot over.
Okay, so boom, it rolls around, and Oscar sees that there appear to be little gemstones in the pot, in the ashes at the bottom of the pot.
Ooh. Well, now we're going to start to. Hey, we're looking for gems in the pots. Let's.
Okay.
First off, all the pots are getting turned upside down.
Okay. Ashes, scales from the salamanders, as well as it appears that hidden at the bottom of the pots is a single gemstone in each of the pots.
Cool.
The gemstones, we'll say there were 12 salamanders. 14 of them. We'll say that there are 7 small rubies and 7 small fire agates.
Well, as they say in France, le yoink.
This obsidian, you want to call it a cauldron, but it looks like it kind of like grew, has bubbling and molten rock and or metal in it, and there's an extreme amount of heat coming from this area.
We'll sort of scooch across to the side of the wall.
Yep.
Oh my.
You also hear a little bit of a whisper coming from the fell altar.
Oh, are you still there?
It's a slightly different voice from the one that actually appeared. Remember, there were multiple voices.
Mm-hmm. There will be no more sacrifice here.
No.
Are you able to will yourself into reality, or are you trapped?
It's like a willful child that's been spoiled. He kind of looks over at Ptolemy. That doesn't know that no means no.
What? It's warm in here.
Right.
Come on, Crusher, let's tip over this pot. guys are gathering gems.
Alkur is going to go investigate the pot.
Okay, it is like a blast furnace.
He's got the fire robe on that gives him fire resistance 10.
Okay, there is a kind of a reddish glow coming from Alkur as he approaches the.
Also, robes are weight 1,
Nice.
so hefty robes. Like big manly robes.
Yep. Alkur is standing before this area. You do see some runes along it. It's almost like it's tapping into some elemental plane. like just a pinprick into an elemental plane, keeping this furnace going. This room has practical applications if you were a crafter.
Mm-hmm.
You could definitely melt metal over this.
You could smelt here. You could heat treat.
You could forge here.
Yes. You could refine. This is a...
You would need to do something about that.
An exterminator might be.
Darian turns around and glowers at the horrible altar where the voice is coming from. The Holy Avenger blazing in your hand.
Now, the spirit, is it tangible? Is not the right word because obviously, but is it here?
You don't see it.
Or is it a voice we're hearing through the plains?
The voice seems to be coming from this big slab of stone.
From the altar.
Yeah.
Oscar's going to approach the altar.
Okay. Are you touching it or?
Looking for traps first.
All right. It shows signs of well, like a really dirty barbecue. There is like a burnt skeleton of somebody in fire robes in the center of the bowl. Yeah, you get a strange chill from the altar, even though you're in a very warm room. Like you get goose pimples up one arm when you go to touch it and think better of it.
So,
Thanks, Ahmed.
Just talking to the pot. It's not really, you know, the how would you put it? But not the best advertisement for a fire temple.
Sacrifice.
All right, now how do I spring you from this shit? Oscar's gonna poke around, try to find a way to see if we can figure out what's.
Okay, Oscar sees that the while it was it appears to be a solid bit of stone. You think it's hollow, and it looks like somebody had like used an Alkurish like spell to seal the two halves of a stone box together. Like there's no seam.
Yep.
And there's no like it's a box that has it's like an egg.
No mortar.
There's yeah. But you like clink clink. You clinked it a couple times with the end of your the pommel of your blade, and it's hollow.
There. So, hey, Krieger.
Yeah. Huh.
Perhaps Darian. This evil altar of fiery evil is it could use an opening.
Oh, I got you. All right. So, you want me to try to go just do the box or do like the whole thing?
Well, I would like to not destroy what's inside if it's of potential value. So,
I would very much like to destroy what's inside if it's asking for sacrifice.
well, it is to be true.
That being said, I will defer to your judgment in this particular case.
Well, what if there's a small child inside?
Then we will rescue the child.
Which means that we should just give it a tappa as opposed to a smasher.
I'm going to say I'm reasonably sure that there is not a small child in that little box.
What do you mean? You don't think there's a child trapped in this airtight box in this evil temple?
You need something smashed, says Bone Crusher. Remember, my fists are better than his hammer.
You wish you fucking.
Bone Crusher's cracking his knuckles and just grinning at you.
Well, then why don't you each take a whack at it and see who gets it open? But don't smash the whole thing. Just be careful. Also, if your big ghost thing pops out and grabs you by the, not my fault.
Well, you think that's gonna happen? Yeah, you go ahead, Crusher. Yeah, your fists are better than my hammer, like you said.
Okay. Crusher then kind of starts punching the stone, and eventually it begins to crack. And with I don't know, like the 10th punch, his fist actually goes through the stone box and is inside. Ah! He pulls it back.
There's something in there. It's cold.
Isn't that peculiar for a fire temple? You have Alkur's attention.
Crusher takes a step back. He's kind of looking in the hole.
I think there's like bodies in there.
Oscar will go take a peek.
Okay, there are, 3. It doesn't look like they were entombed in a very gentle manner. There is a greatsword that is glowing blue that looks like stabbed through 3 bodies, and they're all.
Oh, we found out Frostbrand! I'll dual wield a flame tongue and Frostbrand, one in each hand, to be the most epic man alive!
It is a greatsword, not a bastard sword.
Doesn't matter. We'll take the penalty.
Yeah, it looks like one of the corpses has mostly crumbled away. A second one, when you kind of disturb it a little bit, kind of just turns to ash. But there's one corpse that is still. It's weird. It's like they burned, but also are kind of frozen, and you can actually hear the thing muttering, like the corpse is muttering, "Sacrifice."
No grabbing. Let's go try to grab the sword and pull it out.
Yeah, you pull out the sword. The corpse is kind of like it's shriveled and sort of like caught at the end of it. You can pull out the whole thing if you want.
Yeah, we'll pull the thing out.
Okay, it's this shriveled corpse of perhaps a man.
Oscar
And
will
it's
hand
got-
the sword to Darian, the man on the end of it.
Darian is going to stab the man with his disruptive blade.
Okay, Darian brings the Holy Avenger down upon the.
Disruptive holy blade.
Yeah, the thing explodes, and you get the feeling that the spirit is now gone.
The Temple of Elemental Evil is chock full of swords. It's got like every iconic sword in it.
This is straight from the module, man.
It's got every iconic sword. It's got every in the 4th layer. There's a purple sword somewhere, just propping up. Like there was a couch that was sort of like a little bit tilted. Like
Yep.
one of the legs was too short. They propped
Yep.
a purple sword under that one.
Don't lose anything under that couch, because you will, or if you
Lose a
do,
finger.
I'll go after it.
Imagine putting the Frostbrand into the fire sword.
The frosty, fiery branding.
Ah, God! Because you can move magic around. It's such an awesome thing.
Confusion blade.
I like that mechanic actually very much.
Yep.
Yes.
I'm almost thinking we might backwards port it to
The whole
1st edition.
idea around having signature gear is much stronger here, where you have much closer ties to your gear. It doesn't change that as much.
Okay. Holy shit. It is a 16th level item.
Okay.
Hey!
I'm thinking Krieger just lucked out because I don't think anyone else can use a great sword.
Yeah, we'll just add that Frostbrand, unidentified Frostbrand.
Oh, that is a very large sword.
Yep. I like the looks of that.
Yep, it has a
I also like the look of those wraps that you have.
nice picture from the book.
Awesome.
Like a bluish blade, and it's got little like snow flecks kind of swirling around it.
That's really neat looking.
you could use it to stir your port while you're porting. As a porter.
Hey, yeah, like me some cold beer.
You might want to wipe the dead guy off first.
Yeah, I'll dip it in a lake or something.
You just kind of clang against the evil shrine that has now been looted and smashed and relieved of its final imprisoned, tortured soul.
All right, so if you want, you can now smash the rest of it.
Is there anything else in there?
Okay.
Crusher just kind of slams the top in and busts up a bunch of the pieces.
You mean like this? Bang, bang.
Bare fist, stone
Everything
flex.
really is training with you, isn't it, Crusher?
We've got good work to do.
Is what Crusher says. It's too warm in here, says Ptolemy. He's like unbuttoning his shirt.
Pardon me, my lord. Never would I ever force you to break a sweat.
I know. It does look like there's a passage up ahead, however. And he points to the north side of the room, and yes, there is an indentation in one of the...
Well, why don't we see what's there?
What is this thing while we're on the way?
That is a giant metal sphere that is crackling with fire.
Okay, that's a little weird in itself.
Oh. Why don't we take a moment to look at the giant metal sphere crackling with fire?
That might not just be purely ornamental.
Okay, it is magical.
Attempt to identify it,
Sure,
I suppose.
Ptolemy will aid. It's a bit warm. I'll stay back here.
Should have brought some lamb flanks. This would be great.
He gives you a plus 4. No, a plus 2. Sorry.
32.
This is amongst other things, fire being hot and providing light. This is an elemental amplifier.
Spells are bigger in its radius?
If you are touching the sphere, which would do fire damage, you could spend an extra action to freely heighten a spell by 1 level that is a fire spell.
That is... This would really help in defense of this temple.
Oh, yes. Too bad it's so big and it's round and hot.
There might be a way to make it more portable.
Maybe some sort of shrink spell? A shrink item? Still be hot, though. I'm not going to touch it. Ooh.
Alkur will touch it.
Okay. Blink. Yeah, it's warm. Your protections are just enough to keep it at bay.
Yeah, I would not recommend touching it.
Okay, the smell of incense and hookah tobacco from the next chamber.
Now we're talking.
You peel back the curtain, and it reveals like an audience chamber. There's a chair with its back facing you. It's almost like you would receive people from
The other end?
from the other end, and you could easily sneak into the temple if you wanted to. And let's have a look at this chamber. There are comfortable pillows and carpets, some tables with brass lamps on them.
Krieger's looking for the weed.
Yeah, you do find a hookah. A hookah tobacco is not necessarily weed.
No, but he's hoping it is. He doesn't spend all his time in the wilderness for nothing.
Just
Look
eat
what
random
I
mushrooms.
found.
Okay, resting on one of the knobs at the top of the back of the chair is an amulet with the fire symbol on it. It's on a gold chain and a big round amulet.
Well, don't mind if we do.
Okay, so it looks like Oscar's already commenced the looting, and Krieger rushed over to the hookah to go have a smoke. Give me a D3. 1, it's tobacco. 2, it's something mild. 3, it's actually a powerful drug.
Crack.
2.
Okay, so yeah, you found something that's pleasing and has
Found
some
my treasure.
some salubrious effects.
Did he just smoke a random? Oh, nice.
It's Krieger. He got hit by a disintegrate spell. A little bit of tobacco ain't going to stop him. Ptolemy's sitting down like he wants to get it on it too.
All right, you be careful.
Quit bogarting the the hookah.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that was painful. and
Not creepy mechanisms.
right. Apparently, bogards like to hog the hookah.
Check this door real quick.
So yeah, add the gold chain because that is a magical medallion to your treasure sheet. You've
Probably going to the curate of fire, the fire temple.
depends if he's already wearing an amulet or not.
No, I'm talking about Alkur.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
He's got. Alkur is currently wearing the Earth Temple amulet.
Oh, is he? Yeah. But you got the fire robes.
Oh yeah, and he's got the lightning gloves. He's basically becoming the arch elementalist.
Okay.
When he preps as a cleric, he can be just as blasty as when he's a wizard.
All right then.
Okay. You enter basically the luxurious chambers that held the fire prelate and those few priests. It's starting to smell a little bit in this area though, because of the corpses that you have left lying on the floor of the bugbears and the priests. There are rats everywhere and flies. But the luxurious chambers have a heavy incense and tobacco smoke smell in the really nice drapery and tapestries.
I'm imagining it smells like a college dorm.
A little bit more like a spicier incense.
Okay.
You do find luxurious quarters. Many of the tapestries have the symbol of fire on them. In this back chamber, this looks like where the main priest, the prelate of fire, slept. 205. You find a baton with a large ruby at the end of it. It is magical.
And by baton, do we mean staff?
No, more like a rod.
Scepter.
Rod?
Yeah. A scepter, I like it. There are silver ewers and cups. There is a little bit of wine left over.
Okay.
There is a bundle of scrolls in the called the Fire Temple Scrolls. You find 12 blocks of incense, kind of spicy, cinnamony incense.
Okay.
And then probably a truckload worth of furniture, or a wagon load worth of furniture that Oscar will come back for at some
That
some
we'll come
time.
back for later.
Yep.
Don't mind the smell of dead guy. And incense. Covered in the smell of dead guy.
There is a tome beside the bed, near one of the end tables, or on one of the end tables, and it is entitled The Flames of Oblivion.
Flames of Oblivion. Cool. I also scrolled down and saw the wizard ring. Maybe flipping to a page to see what those do. What that does.
And then this one time, I fell into the pool. It wasn't clean. It was...
No, I remember your pool's filthy.
Yes, there's still a mark, like a snow angel in the algae at the bottom of the pool. I figured I might as well.
Wait, what?
Oh, I made my tentacles come out and I waved them around.
That's gotta be the biggest angel ever.
I know. My mother would be proud.
My mom's gonna be really mad. I didn't tell her where I was going, and I've been gone a long time.
I'm not sure where my parents are. I don't even know if they're real in this place. It's a frightening thought.
Well, my mom's real. She's a witch.
Hey, Fox. Oh, yes. Yes, I know. She's a good witch, though.
Yes, yeah, she's a good witch.
Do you know what's a good witch?
What?
A sandwich.
Oh, I love those. Oh, we got one. It's like,
Oscar's going to grab the wine with the glasses, and we'll
Yep.
stop by for our boys.
Oscar, we got sandwiches. I could really go for a sandwich. Come on.
We got hardtack and wine.
Come on. Sandwich. Do we have bread?
Well, if you soften up the tack.
We got sandwiches. Sounds to me like.
Here's your sandwich. It's a piece of hardtack.
He like breaks it in half. I need something to put in between.
Let's go hand him a glass of wine.
Oh, good enough. He pours wine on it and eats it.
Very nice for these clerics to gather up all this nice stuff and, well, leave it here for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Wait,
Do we have time for this? Says Bone Crusher.
not really.
Oh, you're just saying that because you have not partaken.
Nor will I.
This is ridiculous.
Agreed.
Hey, hey, fellas! I don't know if you noticed, we're in a temple of evil. Might want to get on that, right? Figure it out.
But we
Figure
were...
it out.
But we were...
Figure it out.
It was a bonding moment.
Well, I understand, but you realize where we gotta go next, right?
Your bond is the only one that matters.
And where do you believe that is, Oscar?
Well,
He's not being sarcastic
Mm-hmm.
with you. He really wants to know where you think we need to go next.
Well, we need to go find where the Squid Man stayed. So, back half of that water temple thing.
Do we have...
Do you just want to find where he stayed so you can steal his things, or do you think there's an actual threat from there?
We don't know.
little
enough.
from column A and a little from column B. Not actual columns like that hold up buildings, like columns on a ledger. Not drawings of columns that hold up buildings on a ledger. We're talking about the spaces between the lines that are...
Ptolemy, you think so big.
I know, there's lots of room up here.
You don't say.
I can help one person. Give me a second.
Krieger.
I'm going to check to see how many people I can track.
Krieger.
I can actually...
Take the hookah and the stuff in that pouch.
You got it. Goes in his backpack.
All right, so add a brass hookah to your backpack.
Alright. Characters.
Oh, air bubble's a reaction.
And a pouch of red leaf.
Alright.
Dumb and Dumber over here. Harold and Kumar.
Cheech and Chong. Mutt and Jeff.
All right.
Batman and Robin. But like the stupid one. Like from way back. the spandex version.
Holy fiery temple, Batman. Actually, unholy, Robin.
You know, I think you done fucked one of the doors. In fact, you done fucked 3 of the doors.
What?
Well, we got big stone walls in the way of 3 of the doors.
Actually, yeah. You can't open one door and you can't close the other door on the other side.
Yeah, you might be able to open that one a little bit if you just...
Maybe.
Good work.
Where to?
Okay, we're gonna go. So it's like follow the. We're gonna go back to the bottom and up, down and up and around.
Okay. You could also go this way. There's a secret passage there.
Oh, we'll go through the secret passage.
Yeah.
We'll see if we. Oscar will try to attempt the group to sneak up on Shadow.
Man,
To see if,
who would have thought fire was so sneaky?
I can still smell it. There are werewolves nearby.
It's a shadow.
werewolves nearby?
Yes, through this door.
The door with the weird light coming out of it?
Yeah, there's a. Actually, since we got the wieners here, there's a big wall of bright light. Like, scary bright light. You know when they start saying, don't go into the light? It looks like that kind of light.
I generally like those lights.
But don't go into them.
Well, I mean, maybe.
Oscar will open this door.
Okay. There is a pathetic lock on it. Like a spoon, a small spoon jammed in could probably open it.
Okay.
There is a bit of mist in the room.
Now, to be clear, this place has like a whiff of bad times in it.
And there is a very, very bright light coming from one section of the wall, and it's shining through the mist.
I don't understand what you mean by a whiff of bad times.
Don't you get like creepy feelings sometimes?
Oh, right. Do I sense evil? I do now.
Ptolemy's kind of leading on the willies.
He kind of shudders thinking of tentacles. I'll go in.
Okay, Ptolemy almost falls on his face. This has affected him much more than it has Krieger.
What with that, like the 18 con versus the 12 con or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah. 19 con. Next
Okay.
con.
When you walked in, you thought you heard whispers, although you're not too sure from where.
All right.
And you could just
Now
see
my-
you could just see this beaming white light.
Okay.
You can only see about 5 feet in front of you in the mist.
So I was reading the sense evil power.
Yep.
It's just kind of happens. Like you smell something, you don't choose to smell it. You just smell it.
So anything evil near you, you just sense.
Yeah, I eventually get a sense that it's around, but I can't pinpoint
I
it.
believe
or
there's a
anything.
story-related delay associated with it. Like
Okay.
it's DM tells you.
Yep.
Eventually.
When it's convenient for me story-wise to know it's there. And if they're very deceptive, I think they can deceive me to think no, it's not.
Interesting.
them
Nothing specific from the white light,
or- Okay.
although you're not too sure what it is yet.
At 10th level, Oscar gets that power. Where
Okay.
he's allowed to lie about his.
There is
Alignment.
an entire almost like panel of the wall is a shiny mirrored glass, and you see a reflection of yourself.
This mist offends me. Is it magical? This mist?
It looks so. Darian, you see your reflection in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
It's or something that is moving exactly as you are, but the armor is wrong. His sword is black like the midnight sky, and this Darian doesn't clean the splatters of blood of his victims off of his armor.
Does he move like?
It's like
A
a mirror.
mirror.
It's like you are looking at Anti-Paladin, Darian the Fallen.
Are you right in there?
And we're done.
Okay.
I did not like the cut of his jib. He just walks out.
What did you see?
Nope.
Apparently, he was a sailor in there too.
I saw myself if I had fallen from the light and turned to darkness.
No, did you see a wolf?
What? Oh, it sounds awesome. Krieger's like just sticking his head in.
Yeah, it's just light coming from the through the mist. You can't quite see what Darian saw.
Go on, Oscar. Go see. Come on.
I've had enough of creepy, stupid bullshit and future telling and past telling, people telling me what to do, and about counts going up. I ain't going in the fucking thing, don't look at the stupid mirror. Oscar's closing the door, he's locking the door, his room is done. Nah, no.
What's that about?
Not allowed.
I don't know. He's talking about accounts. Maybe it's a bank. Let's go. Bank with a really mean security guy.
No,
I'm just gonna put down magic mirror, like 5th pass, hard up. Somebody try to break your knees. That's when we go back in that room.
I want to take a look.
says Shadow.
Unfortunately, the door is locked.
I can open it.
No. If Darian doesn't like it, we're not going in there.
You won't like what you see. I'm positive you won't like what you see. Because if you do, well, best not to think of that.
I believe that was a threat.
I know, our squire is quite menacing, isn't he?
I'm not menacing. I'm stern. There's a difference.
Yeah, stern is what you call your colleague who is menacing.
Menacing has an air of hatred about it. Stern has an air of concern.
Are you... Not that I'm trying to start something. Are you suggesting that you do not hate evil?
I do not hate evil. I am just concerned about its existence.
They found a strange magical mirror. Darian saw the antithesis of himself, but still himself in the mirror, and then decided to not let anyone. Well, Oscar decided not to let anyone in the into the room. Oscar also had a conversation with some presence in his mind earlier when he was left.
Okay, Oscar's going to lead them back to the water temple.
Okay.
And I'm assuming Shadow may or may not go back there at a point when the party's not looking at him.
Because he does things like that.
we will leave it on Shadow's to-do list so he can play Princess Shadow in the Golden Tower for a third time.
So we can chase a rabid werewolf around the temple for 2 days. Fills us full of arrows.
The destroyed juggernaut, the rotting corpse of the Protean.
In the water? Oh no, they were all in the hall. They made their way out.
Yep.
Okay. How would we sabotage the water temple fixturing?
What do you mean?
If I want it not to be a giant cube of water, how do I do that?
You can see they were coming out of a secret passageway. You can see that there is more water-filled chamber behind the strange octopus tentacled altar statue.
How does fly interact in water?
I'd let you move through water quickly. That's fine.
Okay. Alright, who will be investigating?
Oh, I'll go. I'm good in water, remember? He almost slips on some algae, but he recovers. Fuck.
Oh yes, you have the head armbands of Athalices, I believe.
There are runes along this face of the wall, and perhaps these doors as well. Perhaps scratching those runes might cause the water to exit.
That'd also be trollish, just like...
That actually reminds me, at work, someone tinkered with a drain valve, like an automatic drain valve. They fucked with the logic, because it used to just trickle out of this line, and it would just trickle into a drain. Now it's this deluge, and it doesn't just go to the drain. It goes right like 5 feet from the drain is a guardrail, and it goes down another floor. And I'm not kidding. It's like whatever they did when they shut off this one water line, the back pressure comes back, and it's like a small swimming. It's an above ground swimming pool of water falls on this 15 by 15 foot area. Without warning. Like, you could just be standing there working and just...
Is it at least like not boiling hot water?
It is no. It's just it's clean water.
Okay.
It's used for cooling. Yeah. It's just like, can we please get that fixed? Because I have to stand there sometimes, and that would really ruin my day.
All right.
Anyway,
so
sorry.
there is a Olympic-sized swimming pool worth of water, and you can see through a little bit of a secret passageway, and it looks watery. There are all sorts of grim piscine and octopus-like statues and motifs along the walls.
How long can you breathe? Hold your breath in this system? No idea.
No idea.
Oh, I can't remember.
Something.
There's a feat that lets you
there-
hold it a very long
Yeah,
time.
Here's
there's
the
a
underwater marauder with the swimmy gauntlets, so I think you're good.
Yeah, I'm probably.
It's whoever goes with you is going to be the problem.
And an 18 con, so. Oh shit! I just saw hazards.
I'm trying to find swim. Swim. Aquatic combat. 478. You can hold your breath for a number of rounds equal to 5 plus your con modifier.
That's not very long.
Reduce it by 1 each round at the end of each of your turns, or 2 if you attacked or cast any spells that turn.
Wow, that goes quick.
This is not the like Mission Impossible like 2-minute water sequence.
No,
Nonsense.
no, not at all.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
So Oscar's going to put his trousers into his boots, tops of his boots, to
Okay.
at least when he gets out, the water dumps out properly. And he's going to step in, hold his breath, step in, and see if he can.
Holy crap! It's not even like you take damage after you run out. It's you fall unconscious. Fuck.
Death and drowning.
Yeah.
Drowning. The drowning part is important. It's
Oh, you start to
People
take
did the
damage
drowning
too.
rules. the people who did the drowning rules did them from like a sense of realism.
Yes.
Okay, Oscar. You can see that there are statues of gargoyles covered in. These are the aquatic gargoyles covered in all sorts of barnacles. They are not moving.
All right, I want to attempt to disrupt whatever is holding the water like this.
Okay, the runes along the
Along the door jam.
Yep.
Yep. Because he thinks everybody's going to be wet and it's going to be funny.
Okay. Give me a thievery check.
Okay. Oscar's just making a thief. In the corner. We haven't rested yet, Fox.
Not yet.
39.
Okay. Ding, 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 ding. Psst. It's like a little leak.
Alkur wants to move away.
Oscar moves to the other side. He's got this evil grin on. He's like swim walking to the other side. Ding, 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 ding. What's that, Squish? We're gonna go for a swim. Ptolemy's not watching. Oh! there is a torrent of water that begins to exit. Alkur, standing out there does not help you because look at how much water this place is now that is now exiting.
Ahmed described his wife. I don't know if you're reading the
This
comments.
year 15 of the Demon Temple.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the whole party is being kind of, including Oscar.
Wee.
Yeah, you're kind of being exited probably all the way out of here. I need reflex saves as you guys are being bounced around. It is not fun.
Okay. This is Darian,
Did that
27.
Okay.
this body at least get pushed away?
Yeah, this body got washed along with you.
Oh, and these bodies probably also like are going to be expelled
Oh.
out.
Yep.
27 and 33. Oh, I'll check what Crusher. I'll do Crusher. You want to do Shadow?
Sure.
Check his.
Oscar gets a 29.
Okay, the 33 critically made it.
Oscar has evasion, so
Yep.
that means that Oscar makes it or evades.
Yep, you managed to hold on for the most of it, and
Alkur, on the other hand.
Oscar only got washed to about here.
Oh, Alkur, natural 20. He was around the corner there. Just
He's up running the water down the hallway. Okay, so
26 for Crusher. I'm just checking to see if he's got evasion or something.
Crusher does have evasion.
He does, so that's considered a critical success.
Could have picked anything, but he.
okay, Ptolemy just made it. So, and then Squish. You could have killed.
Shadow.
You could have killed Squish.
No idea how much. He's a fish. He should be fine.
He's half fish, he'll be fine.
He fails, so he takes full damage, which was 14. He's got 17 hit points.
Oh God. He's got a name though. The worst it could do is set him to dying 1.
Ptolemy took 7 damage.
How much did
It's 14 DC 20.
okay, so
So Oscar
7.
evaded, Shadow evaded, and Alkur natural 20, so he evaded.
Crusher.
Crusher evaded,
Okay.
and Krieger got a 33, so critically succeeded, and Darian took 7.
All right, so the water washes out. It is all over the place. I'll just kind of show you where it's wet up to. It's like all in this chamber.
You know when you drop a glass of milk in your kitchen and you're like, you get milk everywhere. There's no way of getting all the pop, right? The pop, it's just everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Well, imagine
Yeah.
that's one glass.
And it's all gushy. It's all gurgling down this stairwell. You can make sandcastles in the.
That was fun.
I'm all wet. It squishes. His wing is
Squishy.
broken.
Oh dear. Is everyone all right?
No, I'm not. Tommy's all sobbing and just kind of.
Hey, chin up. Chin up. It's wet enough around here without you crying.
I'm not crying.
That's right, you're not.
There's no crying in the temple.
That's right.
There's no crying in the temple.
All right then.
His lip quibbles a little bit. It might be the drugs.
Darian points at him when he sees the quivering lip till it stops. Then he offers a hand to help him up.
Yes. Squish is hurt. He doesn't.
Which will be fine.
He doesn't feel pain though.
Alkur will do a. Is Squish alive?
Squish is a construct.
How do you fix a construct?
Don't know.
Repair item? Is that still a spell?
It's a tiny construct.
Mending?
Might be mending.
Mending is written in a very confusing fashion.
It is immune to healing. So that's not.
That's not how it's done. Then.
Yep.
So mending is a 10-minute cast. Targets non-magical bulk objects of light bulk or less. So, is it craft checks to repair?
Could be craft checks to repair. Could be mending.
And then I didn't look at make whole yet.
That's fine. It sounds like a downtime activity or a nighttime activity.
Well, it would be one of those things of like you should figure out how to fix it at some point. Yes.
That's it. Squish is going away for the day.
Oh, no.
He glowers at the paladin a little bit.
Sorry.
It would be a repair check. It looks
Okay. Yeah.
I'm sorry about your little friend.
Oh, Alkur can fix him right up. Won't you, Alkur?
like. Yes.
Now, where is that
Stitch
dwarf?
back together.
Oscar, you hurt Squish!
Oh, well, he was a fish.
Yeah, but you heard his bird part. They're not too fond of water.
I
Unless they're ducks.
bumped my shoulder on this stupid construct. Toby tries to kick it and ends up kind of falling down on his ass and getting
Don't
back
worry,
up.
my lord. No one saw that.
Perhaps you've had enough adventuring for one day.
You seem a little tuckered out there, guy. Could you
No,
use a nap, maybe?
Yes, a nap would be fine.
All right, there's a good lad.
Darian puts him in sleeper hold. All right.
Well-
Oscar, that was rather
Abrupt.
well. Now we don't have to hold our breath. Hey, look at all the rooms. Look at all this shit.
We should have done that to the salamanders.
That would have been rather effective against them, although it would have put us into disarray.
Okay. You find a stony cloak draped over this fountain that is spilling water into the room.
It's just gonna be this lake that just pours out of this place.
I would add stony cloak to the treasure sheet.
Yep. Stony cloak.
It kind of looks like it's made out of gargoyle wings.
Cloak of gargoyle wings.
There are some really sopping wet, like, salons, lounges, eating areas, sleeping areas. It's strange in that
How mechanically? How did the eating occur?
it looks like it's for show, or perhaps they have a way of lowering the water.
Now, where does the pooping happen?
Just a bunch of Hershey bars floating around in this one room.
It's pretty gross in here. There's also a fountain where there doesn't seem to be much, or no, sorry, a pool where there doesn't seem to be much algae. And this water, you don't see the bottom of the pool.
What is that big painting on the bottom?
This thing?
Yeah.
That's a portal to Earth. What?
Like Earth. Like 19.
It's a massive mural, almost like a mosaic made out of small crustaceans, shells, snail shells, seashells, coral, and it depicts
That is definitely second pass material right there.
it depicts the water temple symbol. But at the center of the water temple symbol, there is a infinity sign with a arrow pointing down.
Well then. This pool, how deep is it?
You can't see the bottom of it.
Hey Al. Why don't we throw a the light spell down there, see if we can see further.
I'll do it. Okay, he finds like a seashell, casts light spell on it. He drops it. The seashell only goes down about 3 feet and like hits a glass bottom. But there's a lot of water beyond the glass bottom.
This is a bit confusing. Is this a glass bottom boat kind of thing?
I don't know. He who lives in glass boats should not cast stones, or something like that.
Yes, something like that. It's 3 feet deep, you say?
Yep.
I wouldn't happen to have a strain gauge, would I?
What?
I don't think I do.
What?
A strain gauge, something I could use to tell if the glass itself is bowing upwards or downwards to see if it's being pressurized from above or below. I want engineering. I would like my engineering lab.
You could make a lore engineering.
Yeah.
Or your knowledge lore temple.
Knowledge lore temple. Does
Yep.
water? If we crack that glass, does water come spewing out of it, drowning the world, or is it, you know, less that? That's my thought. $35.
No, it's only 3 feet deep of water. It is cleaned because this is a viewing portal. On the other side, you think that this particular portal allows you to see into another plane.
So it stares into the water elemental plane.
Yep.
So the fact that it's got a bunch of water in it, that's just because they just flooded the whole everything.
Yep. And you see that they kept this place clean of algae because it's a viewing portal.
Yeah. All right. If I remember correctly, this is a viewing portal into the elemental plane of water.
Tommy looks in. It's kind of boring in there.
It's watery.
It's wet.
If we moved, like, so you're basically saying it's like a magic pool. So if we moved a pool, can we bring viewing of the water somewhere else? Possibly, but it would be very impractical to move the magical source, and it might be connected to this location explicitly. Might have to remove a large portion of the foundation. Well, maybe we could move the old folks home here.
Well, isn't that quaint? It's the symbol of the water temple, but that little squiggly symbol in the middle, the sideways 8 with the downwards arrow, that is the symbol for the abyss.
Are you sure?
Yes?
Whoa. Ptolemy gets smarter the higher he gets.
Well, it's very common occult lore to know the symbols of the planes, but yes, this is an easy one.
Humble. Oh, wow.
A good pee in a pool.
Okay.
Not the viewing pool.
Ah.
Knew you were going to pee in that one.
So the infinity symbol is the symbol of the abyss?
The infinity symbol with where the 2 points meet in the middle and a downwards arrow is the symbol of the abyss. You want me to draw it for you?
Yes, in my brain, I'm drawing a penis. Looks like...
Now that you say that, I see it. Nope, still see it.
Yes. All right. It's exactly what I was seeing in my head. All right. That's why the demons are bad.
The abyss is the largest of the evil planes. It is said to go on and on and on forever, endless layers.
Why would they got a thing the abyss? I mean, they do worship demons, so I mean, it might be just an artistic decision. But do we think it has a clue, or do we think that's just art?
Well, it's a bit over the... kind of wraps you over the head a little bit.
Yes.
It doesn't leave much to the imagination.
They
Although,
like demons.
yes, demons inside their water symbol. Sort of boring in there, don't you think?
That's why you should let me pee in there.
But what if peeing in there is not the solution to this?
Tommy just pops into the pool.
But what if it is?
He's now like trying to get a better view. I'm not sure.
I get to actually stare into the abyss. He's like, oh, I'm doing it too.
Oh yeah, maybe we have to get under the water.
He's like got his face pressed up, like the
Yep.
nose pressed up against the glass.
Tommy pokes at Krieger and points, and you can see like a really distant dark shape kind of move slightly.
Alkur's going to try to remember if there was any aspect of Ptolemy getting more mad by glimpsing into the creatures in the abyss.
You don't know that this is a portal of views into the abyss. It's a portal of views into some watery plane.
Well, but they're talking about having the abyss inside their plane.
Yes.
They want the abyss inside them.
Yes.
So, I'm assuming a Cthulhu monster from the demon spawn is going to just sort of smack its face up against the window there and scare the bejesus out of us.
Ptolemy goes quite mad.
Ptolemy.
His head is underwater.
Darian,
Mm-hmm.
please get Ptolemy.
Just pick him up by his scruff. Hey! There's something down there.
Yep, best not think about it. And he pulls him out.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Oh, Krieger could hold his breath for quite a long time.
Now, whether or not Krieger goes mad, we have no data points on that.
There's something down there. It's really big.
Yes. Ptolemy.
I think it's a kraken, or a leviathan, or giant crab.
All right. Why don't we take a look at that sword that we found? And perhaps we can identify its properties.
Oh, yes, a distraction. Exactly what I need to keep my mind focused and sharp like a knife.
Or a big fuck off cold ass sword.
Yes, don't drop the sword in this watery area. We might be holding around ice. Ooh, we could make margaritas.
Krieger pops up. Maybe you ought to come out of there, or chum. Why don't you go smoke your hookah? You'll do less damage that way. Okay.
Krieger's certain there was something big down there.
He's gonna smoke his hookah next to the pool, kind of looking in,
Okay.
not in the pool.
You got the feeling right as you kind of got out that whatever it was looking back.
Yeah, well, just so you know, he was making angels.
Okay.
Alright, so